Peace, peace. Hi, how are you guys? So, I wanted to do a video today. Um, had some things on my mind, of course, here working. And I wanted to talk about triggers. Triggers, like things that trigger you. And the first thing that came up in my head was I remember this person. I won't get into the relationship, what kind of relationship it was, or whatever. But I remember this specific person was happy like 80% of the time. And when I tell you it bothered me, I'm like, who in their right mind is happy all the time? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, they was the problem or something. We literally used to get into like arguments over them being so happy all the time, to the point where I had to realize that, hey, this person is in your life putting a mirror up to you. Um, Reflect and see what it is about you. Why does this bother you? And I realized, um, years later that I had a lot of healing to do, because why someone else's happiness bothers you. It wasn't the fact that I was bothered by, like, them achieving something, or it wasn't jealousy or envy. It was none of those things. It was literally them being up tempo all the time or in a higher frequency. It bothered me. I was triggered by that. Um, and that's what I want to talk about today. So, what is something that triggers you guys that is, normal? You shouldn't be triggered by it, but for some reason you are. What are some of those things? And once you discover what those things are, what do you do to work on it? Do you stay in that vibration? Do you let that consume you? Do you just write it off like, hey, that's just who I am? Or do you grow from it? It took me, I'm trying to get my camera set up right. I had to put it on a charger. Let's see. It took me about 3 years, about two to 3 years to realize that I was the problem. And in doing so, I changed. I grew. That's one thing that I admire about myself and my own character, is that I don't allow myself to stay stagnant. And I'm a person that is very stubborn. I'm Aquarius, sun and rising. If you know, you know. And Sagittarius moon. So, Aquarius rising and sun, which are masculine elements, air. And then you have Sagittarius moon, which is a fire element, which is also masculine. That could be very stubborn in a way. So when I'm got something on my mind, I'm steadfast on it. It's like it's written in stone. It is what it is. That's just what it is. But what I love about myself, again, is I don't allow myself to just stay stagnant and stuck and just be stubborn all the time. That's the brilliance of this life that we experience. It's all meant to teach us something. It's all here to help us. Everything that happens is to put a mirror up to yourself and to be like, okay, let's evaluate the situation. Why is this happening? How did I allow this to happen? What kind of frequency am I normally on where I allowed this to come into my auric field? And again, a lot of topics that I'll come up with is just things that, I'll sit and think about. And it amazed me that I'm so outside of that person that I used to be at 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 years old. That it's almost unrecognizable. Like, I can't believe that I used to be that person. Like, someone else's high frequency bothered me. So, again, what is it that you guys do to change? Or do you? Do you stay in that frequency and just move on and find someone who is on your level? Which a lot of us do. Or do you stay in your low vibrational frequency and try and bring other people down with you? I was that person who knew that, oh, no. I am not here to bring this man down. I am here to meet his level or rise above it. And that's just what I did. Yeah, it took me 2 to 3 years, but I had to do some soul searching and some shadow work. Boy, that shadow work. And I started to get into the groove of glass half full more than empty. I started to get in the groove of everything that I wanted, I could manifest. I started to change my perspective, my thinking. And again, yes, that took 2-3 years because it didn't happen overnight. And that's the thing with evolving. Evolving takes time. It's not something that you hear a word from someone, or you watch an inspirational video, you read an inspirational book, and the next day you changed. Like, it doesn't happen like that. It first happens in the spirit realm, and the spirit realm that's a part of your mental, that air, that masculine. It wants to take over. It wants to keep you where it's comfortable at. I was comfortable, having things to complain about. I was comfortable being like, hey, my life is, I'm this way because such and such. And not until that person put a mirror up to me, not a literal mirror, but figuratively speaking, I was able to see myself and to see my flaws and like, hey, why am I this way? And like I said, that's the beauty of living this life that we live, is we all have a choice. And it also brings me to the people that are in your life, the relationships that you have. You have your roots, Some people who are considered your roots, like those are your soul family. Like those are the people that y'all reincarnated on this realm together, or maybe a couple years away from each other, but you've known these people in previous lifetimes and y'all helped each other in previous lifetimes, and that's what you're here to do, is just help each other. Those are your roots. It's not going to look like your actual family members. It may not look like your actual friends, or it may. Just because someone is in your family doesn't make those your soul family. So when you find like-minded people and people that you vibrate with, what's the word I'm looking for? Resonate. People who you resonate with. And that's the medical term. So actual resonance. So your heartbeat, that's a resonance. And people who are on that same frequency, you resonate with them, with those people on a spiritual level, on a soul level. Those are your roots. Those are your root people. And then you have your leaves. These people are seasonal. They change. Some of them hold on a little bit longer than others. And it's so funny. I'm getting a visual. I'm a visual person. I tend to see things in like pictures in my mind. I remember being outside just this past fall, and it had been past the time of when the leaves were supposed to fall off the trees. And you had a select few of leaves that just would not go anywhere. Like they still holding on. And I'm like, look, it's almost winter time. These leaves been supposed to be gone. So that's kind of the visual that I'm getting in my head right now. But you have people who are seasonal. And like I said, sometimes they'll hold on a little bit longer than the rest of them. But again, eventually they'll fall off. And it's good to recognize. I mean, you don't want to spend your life like, oh, this is a seasonal person. This is a leaf person. You don't want to spend your life doing that. It's just in hindsight, you can see those things. But if it weren't for those kind of relationships, those leaf people, how would we evolve? How would we change? Because when you're comfortable, you want to just sit back, you want to be content, life is good. It's when you get shaken up, that is what starts change. So it's important for us to appreciate all the people who are in our lives, because everyone is a mirror. We're all mirroring each other. You'll wonder why did this person do this to me, or what did I ever do to this person? If you start looking at it in a way of, what is this person teaching me? Why am I allowing this person to do these things to me? What in me doesn't feel worthy enough? Don't feel boundaries haven't been set. Just a lot of different things. If you start to take the ball out of these people's courts and put it back in yours, because you are the only person that can actually hurt you. We allow people to hurt us. And when you start thinking about it from that perspective, you'll save yourself a lot of heartache. So yes, I would love for y'all to comment on this video. And I just feel like that's, if you really think about it, like the fact that somebody else's high vibration could make you upset. Really think about that. That's deep. Um, what is it that trigger you guys that may be toxicity um, lying in your own spirit that you know that you may need to change? Um, and if we're not evolving, what's the point? Like, what's the point? What's the point of being here if we're not evolving? If we're not here to become better? This like lame, like, like it's, why else are we here? But it feels good to reflect and to genuinely be a more happy person than I used to be. I have my days just like anybody else. And then here's another thing. You know, a lot of people can fake happy. You can fake being happy. I also did that. You know, people come around and I have this big old smile on my face. I started to embrace being in the moment. And however I felt is how I felt. But if it wasn't something that was mine, like my energy, I allowed myself to not sit in that and just let it, you know, bypass, get that out of my auric field. Because a lot of times we could be in a funk and not know why. And a lot of times it's not even us, it's not even our feelings. Your aura, you know, expands 6 feet in a parameter around you. And if you are more high vibrational, it can expand for miles. You know, people, you could come into a certain city and you can lift, a person could literally lift up the vibration of that city. You know, that's when you get into your shamans and you know, spiritual teachers and stuff like that. They practice that on a daily. So yeah, you have that much power. But for people who don't practice that too often, it's a little bit more minimized. So it's just 6 feet around you. And a lot of times when people come into your space and bring those positive ions around in the air, that could change you. It's a transfer of energy. And it doesn't belong to you. So when you recognize that, hey, why am I feeling this way? Why am I starting to feel depressed and nothing is wrong? You know, who are you talking to? You know, who are you answering the phone for? Who are you giving your energy to? Who's around you? What headspace are you in? Because it's not always somebody else. What are you mentally telling yourself? What are your negative thoughts telling yourself? So it took me 2 to 3 years to actually start to unravel those feelings of, you know, feeling down and out about myself, feeling depressed, or feeling like, you know, something bad was going to happen. Because those things don't change overnight. It didn't happen overnight. And this is years and years and years of trauma. So you have to have grace with yourself and allow yourself to transform, and what helped me was writing and becoming more one with nature, expressing myself verbally. That helped a lot. And there's certain things that you can do, but what you want to start with is acknowledgement. You want to be like, hey, there's something here, something is wrong, and I need to figure this out. Meditation, and then how powerful it is to understand, when you seek, ye shall find. Not maybe you'll find. Ye shall find. It is your birthright. This is what we are here for, to evolve. So if you meet the universe halfway, God halfway, whatever you want to call it, if you meet it halfway, and if you put in that initiative, ye shall find. So hopefully this video encouraged some people today to not be in a funk, and to know that everything isn't permanent. What you feel in one moment is not etched in stone. And sometimes, a lot of the times, it's not even your own feelings. But overall, I just want people to know that we are here to evolve. Relationships will teach you that. Everything will teach you that. Animals will teach you that. You reflect everything that's around you. And when you finally see yourself and meet yourself, you'll be able to have understanding. Because again, that 22, 23-year-old person is not who I am today. I used to want to tell people the things that I had been through. This happened to me. That happened to me. And none of it mattered. Like what? You want somebody to feel bad for you, or you want to have people to have sympathy for you? Like, okay, what are you going to do about it though? Yeah, those things happen to you. Why? Now what? And it's amazing that a person was brought into my life to shine that light on me. And I'm so thankful for that. I'm so grateful for that person. Yes, that was a leaf that stayed for a nice amount of time in my life. And for that, I'm grateful. So, just start looking at glass half full. Start, seeing light at the end of the tunnel. And things will start to make a lot of sense. So, go ahead and comment, like the video, share the video, save the video. But hopefully this brings a little clarity to someone, and I'm really thinking, I can not just think about it, but I can feel it in my spirit, that a lot of people had already been feeling this way. Like, there's no such thing as a coincidence. Like, the fact that I'm bringing this up, it's definitely a sign for you to get deeper into your healing and your triggers and traumas. You don't have to be that way. Those things do not belong to you. Yeah, it happened to you, but it doesn't belong to you. So, thank you for listening to me. And I'll be coming back with more videos. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.